This video shows you how to create a data transformation job based on a template to move data from a local file to a remote directory in IBM Cloud Pak for data. From the navigation menu, in the Organize section, select Transform Data. Here you can either create a new data transformation project or open an existing project. This project has a number of collaborators, connections, table definitions, parameters, and jobs already defined. You can use a job template to generate a job that automates and simplifies data movement, taking data from a source and moving it to a target. And if you are an administrator, you can define target rule sets that define best practices and have users apply those target rule sets to their job templates and auto-generated jobs. There are two types of rule sets. Let's start with creating a target connector rule set. Just provide a name and select the connector type. In this case, it will be the sequential file connector type for a local file. Then you can specify the default options for this rule set. For example, indicate that the first line of the file contains the column names and set the file update mode to create. If you'd like users to be able to modify these options when they apply this rule set in a job template, then leave that option selected. Now create a target naming rule set and provide a name. Here you have the option to specify a prefix or suffix for the target asset. For example, on your development system, you may require that all files begin with dev. Likewise, you can specify a prefix or suffix for the target columns. This is a time saver when you have tables with many columns. The template naming rule set can add the prefix or suffix for you. Lastly, you can define additional columns to be written to the target. For example, you may want to add a column with the timestamp as a record of when the data was moved. So here are the two new rule sets. Now let's create a template. You'll first identify the source assets. In this case, the source is a local file. You can browse to select the file or drag and drop the file into the template. Now you'll see the list of columns in the CSV file, and you can individually deselect any of the columns. Next, you need to specify the details for the target. In this case, you'll be creating a file in a remote directory that was previously set up. Now take a look at the sequential file target connector options. You can see that the first line in column names option is toggled off. When you apply the sequential file target connector rule set, notice that the options change to match the rule set. You do have the ability to change these options because the rule set specified that users could modify these options in a template. And also apply the sequential file target naming rule set. On the next screen, you see the mappings for the source file. Notice the target file contains the dev prefix defined in the naming rule set. When you expand the target columns, you'll see the original source columns along with the new timestamp column that was added, and the target columns contain the suffix defined in the naming rule set. You can make changes to the columns except where the rule set mandates. The next screen provides a summary of the source and target assets and the mappings. From here, you can save the template. This will allow other users to use your template, make minor modifications, which both saves time and encourages best practices. And then generate a job. This initiates a new job based on this template. Both the job and the templates are displayed on the Jobs tab. When you open the job, you'll see the automobile performance data source. Looking at the details for the source, you'll see the path where the file was uploaded. Now take a look at the transformation stage. On the Outputs tab, you'll see the columns suffix and the timestamp column that will be added to the target file. And then look at the details for the target node, which contains the target file name with the prefix, and the first line option is selected. Now you're ready to compile the job and then run the job. When the run is complete, you can open the details for the target node and view the target file that has the added timestamp column and suffixed column names. Find more videos in the IBM Cloud Pak for Data Learning Center.